right now I'm going to talk about Reporting 101. So actually I'm not going to go into all the data y'all report to us. Oh, you're so funny, Dawn. You love reporting to us. You know you do. So we're going to go through, at least we're going to hit the highlights and show you where you can find out more information. Okay, here are and this is part of the presentation. This gives you the name and the address and the phone number of the people that do most of the data collection for the community colleges. And that's on the website, and you'll be able to have access. You'll have access to all of that. EDC, accurate and timely information. Those are two important things. We use the information for a lot of different purposes. So one of the things, and I know you get very frustrated with all the edits, and we're doing more and more cross-checking between reports. So that is one of the things that we're trying to do, is build the accuracy into those reports, and that's part of that reason. Who uses it? Legislature. We answer a lot of legislative requests. We send our data to the LBB. We send our data to the state auditors, the comptroller's office for their studies. We also use it for the almanac. We use it for the accountability system. We use it for Perkins follow-up. We use it for a lot of different purposes. That's one of the reasons, again, that we need things timely. I know we bug you a lot, and we really don't want to bug you a lot. Y'all don't want to hear from us all the time, but we will continue to bug you all the time till we get the data in. Communications, we're trying very hard. In fact, that's part of the reason I have, I think, 4 staff members at TACRO this week, is because they are working with TACRO on how we can make sure that the data comes in. I don't know how many times we've sent emails, but what we do is we will continue to copy all of y'all on emails. We try to highlight in bold any dates that are required for submission. We did have to move up. Before each legislative session, there will be a big push to get your CBM 004 and the 1, some of those in, and get them ready, get them as clean as possible. And that's because those are the reports that drive the funding. Obviously, with success points now, outcomes-based funding, that also includes, and I know y'all will be happy to hear this, the TSI report. And we're going to also be pulling some of that information off of the new S. So those are some of the reports that we really need to get in and get clean as soon as possible, so that we can make sure that we're calculating the success points off of all the information. Everybody's usually pretty good about getting their 009 in, which is the degree report. But those are some of the reports that we have. And a little bit later, I'm going to go into that the link there that has where the CBM manuals are and all that, and I'll show you that. Actually, we're going to just hook up to the internet, and I'll show you that way. Reporting periods, spring reports. That one is due in mid-February, enrollment in courses. That's the one that's due in mid-February. The reason, we don't do it just for grins to torment y'all. We really don't. The reason we have to have that is we are required to get our information on the enrollments to the LBB for funding purposes by March 1. So we have a reason for asking for that one early. We know it's an inconvenience to get it all in early, but that is really a big deal. We try as hard as possible to get them the most accurate information. Faculty reports. Now the faculty for the fall is, whoops, I have an error. The faculty report is not due in October anymore. It's now an end of semester. So that fall report is actually not due until February now. So I'll get that corrected, and we'll post a new faculty. The faculty report is an end of semester report at this point. It's not a beginning of semester. We have a secure FTP site. I believe most of y'all know. We're in the process of actually revamping that to make it easier to use for all the people that are doing the reporting. We're hoping to get that have that go live, I believe, for next semester. So starting in January, I believe that's going to be going live. It should make everything move a little bit smoother and a little easier as far as transferring the data. It won't take as long to get it all transferred up, but there's a secure FTP site. FERPA regulations. Y'all will be hearing about that. Actually, we'll have a whole segment on FERPA coming up in just a little bit later this afternoon. And part of that is because it's very important to keep those student SSNs and student IDs secure. This is the process of how to get the data or how to send it. You'll send us an email. We will send back something. Get it. You should be getting an email that says, okay, we received it and it's there. If your institutional representative is not getting that email back, they need to let us know as soon as possible so that we can take care of it and make sure that the file did get put in the right place and that sort of thing. We have a lot of checks in place, but as of this weekend, we couldn't send emails, so there's little issues going on, technical glitches. So technology is wonderful as long as it works. This lists some of the different reasons why a report will bomb out, and you have a couple of different things. You have those where it never gets into the system at all. We have some pre-edit checking that goes on. No header record, that's one of the most common ones, is the no header record. People will get all their data in place and then forget to put the header record. And it bombs out because that first record's not in the right format. So those are some of the things that we look at. Again, people can call if you've got a new reporting official, if you've got somebody who doesn't really understand the process, please just call and say, okay, I'm having this problem. Somebody will help them. We have had, in the process of changing over to the consolidated data plan, anyway, that all state agencies have centralized servers and we don't have our own server here. And we made changes to the FADS report and we made changes, implemented the new S report. There was a lot of backlog. So things were slowed, very, very, very slowed down. Last fall, we think those have been taken care of. I haven't heard the volume of issues coming through this time, but if there are, if you start running into those issues, just let us know. We think we've got those separated onto separate servers so that we're not having the same problem. So we think we were able to get that one taken care of. The edit report, each institution's, when you get a report back, it goes through the editing process and you will get two different types of edits. There will be the errors, which bomb out, and I think everybody may be aware of those errors. But then you also get warnings. And we put in warning if any one category has changed more than 10%, either up or down, from the prior submission, it will put out a warning. That is something that we really need to make sure that everybody looks at their warnings, because we've had institutions that come back to us and they say, oh, it was just a warning, go ahead and certify. Okay, sometimes we will and sometimes we won't, because we have found out that sometimes those warnings are very important. We have found that sometimes people submit 0 first-time entering students. So if you look at an individual student, they could or could not be first-time entering. When you look in aggregate and an institution is reporting 0 first-time entering students, that's probably not right. So then when we start to do a graduation rate on that cohort, you have a problem. You don't have any first-time entering students, so you won't have anybody. You won't have a 1-year persistence rate. You won't have a 2-year persistence rate. The warnings are important, so please look at those. This goes into the certification statement, and that's online. These are links to the reporting manual and the status manual, and I'm not going to go into those right now because I will show you once you get to the higher ed data site how to get to those. All of that is on one site, and it's there's an area that's for reporting officials, and you can look at the status, you can look at the manuals, you can see what all is included in those manuals. So we'll go over that then.